Win the league. Bit soon for that, I reckon, bit premature, especially seeing as we haven't seen the end of the market. I think it's really essential that we get a couple more guys in. Everyone knows that. And then we're there, yeah. I think with a striker, centre back, we're in business. But right now, we're looking at the same old story, mate. I probably would have gone and bought Aubameyang because I reckon he's worth the money. If they can't get that because his wages are too outrageous or there's some other excuse, I would have banged it on. I would have maybe even gone for Ben Yedder or Lacazette, still out there. I know Higuain's been ridiculously expensive, but it's been quite annoying to watch him having moved twice when we've been in both times. There are strikers out there. Gabriel Jesus just moved 27 million. You know, there have been options, so it's not like they've got excuses. And I'm not, you know, I don't want to be too negative as well because they have gone for Vardy. There is obviously a plan of action. He's not an idiot. He's very aware that we need a striker. We need 10, 15 more goals, even from an attacking mid or a wide man who could change the balance of things up top. And then obviously with Mertesacker gone, you definitely need an experienced centre-back in. Without those things, I don't reckon we stand a chance, especially with everyone else adding. It's going to be tactically another level, the Premier League this year, I reckon, with all the managers coming in. But again, with all those changes and the transition that some of those clubs are in, it's a great opportunity to really take advantage. Hopefully they do get something done in the next week or so. Obvious one's Mustafi. He's there, German international. I'm sure he'd fit in easily with that German contingent we've got already. And, you know, Arsenal, I'm sure they make it easy for new players. Xhaka looks like he's happy as Larry. Possibly because he's not been through a season with the club yet. Again, there's options out there. I'd like to think Holding's not the one yet. You know, he does look very impressive. I'd say probably more impressive at the moment than Chambers. But yeah, experience is key. I've heard a lot of names mentioned, like Johnny Evans, even Scott Dan. I think there are levels that we should be going for, and those are kind of just under. But I'd take Mustafi happily, man. Yeah. I'd love Mahrez at Arsenal. Player of the Year, True Ballers FC, mate. He is a joy to watch, and that's the kind of player that we need at Arsenal. Not perhaps for the fact that we need a wide man, because Ox looks great. You know, we have got Joel Campbell. There are options there already, but it's that upper echelon of creme de la creme player that I'd love to see here. We need a signing to get us excited as well. I know Xhaka's a great deal. I know that's something that we've definitely needed for a long time. I think we'll be a much stronger squad with him. But a signing like Mahrez would really get the fans going, sell a lot more shirts, and I reckon he'd fit in perfectly as well. I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago when we were linked with Benzema, he wanted to play up front. Now we're being linked with a wide man in Mahrez or Draxler or whoever else. He wants to play on the right wing. The he's almost stopping us progressing if you look at it like that way. I don't think he's had the best time of late, I've got to be honest. I think his touch is absolutely woeful. His confidence is definitely shot. I'm not sure he's capable of playing up front. I've lost a lot of faith in the guy, I'm not going to lie, especially when I see him tweeting videos of him doing workouts to the Rocky music. We know he can run, especially on the spot. I need to see the fruition of that 10 years patience that we've all had with him, and it's got to be immediate, because I think his time may well be up. It's definitely coming to an end. Obviously Wenger's he's that type of guy who will stick to his guys, he's loyal as anything. So I reckon he does want Walcott, Wiltshire and the like to work. But everyone can see now, if we were given, I think, the option, Mahrez in, Walcott out, I reckon 90% of people would take that without even thinking. I'm pretty much in the same boat. Yeah, that's league winning. That's league winning. We're very close already, Robbie. Let's not kid ourselves. Everyone's very negative about Wenger. Everyone knows it may well be coming to an end. This is that last hurrah. I want to see him go all out. Just put those last couple of pieces to the jigsaw there. We're done. When Welbeck scored that header against Leicester, everyone thought it was on. And admittedly, we've been kind of lucky in that the rest of the team slipped up. Certainly Tottenham did. We've had unperformers who should have been in and around the top 4 and we didn't take advantage of it then. But I reckon, like I was saying, with that transition every other club's going through, we're still in a very strong place. The stability at the club is to be commended. However, we all know we just need to go that little extra mile, show that little bit more ambition, put the money down for the players that we need, and yeah, I reckon we're in with a chance. There's a big difference, I reckon. I reckon if Wenger actually wins the league, you can't tell him to go unless he's happy to walk. In which case, for me, that's the perfect ending. Go out on a high, mate. Get your statue, right? And we'll look back in the next 10 years and just see what a hero he's been. However, if he doesn't go and win it, and I'd couple that with, and he hasn't been as effective as he could have done in the transfer market, there's no excuses anymore. There's no excuses. The only thing that's possibly on my mind is like, so many of the top managers have already moved, we might actually find it quite difficult to find a decent replacement or someone who can take us forward. I don't want another yes man. I think that's absolutely essential as well, because upstairs we've got things that are blocking the club from really progressing, I reckon. And if you've got someone who's going to be compliant with all of that ideology of we're just a profitable PLC business, it's not going to work. I haven't got any time for that. I reckon with Wenger as well, like I said, I reckon this is it. I reckon we're talking like a couple of weeks he has got to either save his legacy and almost guarantee us a challenge, in which case that's great, we're in the mix, or we're going to be left short again and then it's time. It's got to be. The channel, youtube.com/Hugh Wizzy. We're going to have interviews this season, a few players coming on board. I'm doing basically following the club up and down the country. I'll be going to as many games as possible, and as I'm in England for the first time in like 5 years, I'm very excited about following the club. And yeah, I know a lot of people are negative, and last year, you know, we've seen the voice of the fans really like the loudest it's been for a long time. People voicing their displeasure and whatnot. I hope to God that in the next couple of weeks we do see a couple of things that excite the fans, because you see with Leicester last year winning the league, they've shown it's not just about having a unit, but if you've got everyone backing you, that 12th man can be a massive effect, have a massive impetus on how far we do go forward. I'd like to see us challenging for Europe. I don't want to just be in the mix for the league. If we can get 2 or 3 players in, I think we're actually like, we're capable of competing in Europe. So yeah, I'm excited about the season. youtube.com/Hugh Wizzy, make sure you check it out.